Guys, I finally got laser eye surgery. I can see everything. I can see the camera there. I can remove the logo. I can see now. I can look directly into the sun without...
Some things are too good to be true. $5 footlongs, flavored vodka, Temu, Mario having a consistent RPG series. No wonder your Mario RPG series didn't work. You had no plan. Paper Mario did 4 years of software engineering only to go, you know what, I'm gonna be an English major. This one's just dead. This one was an How is this a thing that actually happened? I still can't believe it. And this one was alive! Until... Many of you lovely folks a few months ago had the chance to get me to play a game. So here we are. You did this. So I took the dwindling years of my 20s to ask, what are the values of this Mario RPG? And does it deserve a second chance? Starting with the game that kicked it off.
So without further ado, let's play Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
The story goes, an ancient artifact, the Bean Star, is attempted to be stolen by this guy and that thing. But it can only be used by activating it with Princess Peach's voice, a voice of pure heart.
Fuck!
And then they stole it, and then they went to a bean land. So you go to a kingdom with these bean people, make coffee, rescue a soft drink, play a puzzle game against Skeleton DK, ride Luigi as a surfboard, talk to the Squid Sisters, go to an owl university, talk to sentient hammers, inflate Mario, brainwash Bowser, and more! It's just a cheeky, nonsensical romp in a kingdom neighboring the Mushroom Kingdom, so it's familiar, but also what the fuck is that? But I mean, it's Mario. I'm not going to the Dr. Seuss section and wondering why there's no crime dramas.
I have to say, it's pretty incredible how batshit insane the story is.
We have lovely plot progressions like, the Queen of the Bean Kingdom. Queen Bean. That's her. She's sick, so obviously the solution is...
Alright, ain't no way you have a PhD.
The solution is to get this sentient soda pop that's been brewing for 1,000 years with this guy. Then you fight it. Then Mario becomes a bottle and...
Hey, Doc, you still here? I think we got something.
Mario gets cancer, so you play as Luigi, who has to convince himself that he's Mario, so he's brave enough to save Mario. And even the pause screen changes, and look at this. It's thoughtful. In order to get the princess back, they have Luigi dress as the princess to fool the bad guys.
It goes about as well as you'd expect. What I adore about Mario RPGs are the quirky characters, and in this game, it has one of the best guy characters in any Mario RPG.
For they play an integral part in my enjoyment of this game. See, the joke is there isn't one. Also, look at these NPCs. We have so many unique characters with different personalities, and in this game, they're mostly kind of just all weirdos. They're all original. Look at them. Look at them! They're bursting with personality. Look at these Hammer Bros. When's the last time you saw an original looking Hammer Bro? It's beautiful. Why do the bullets have guns?
I always have one of myself on hand.
What the hell is Bowser's sprite? Looks like you stuffed him in a Pringles bottle. Man, this world is refreshing. Nowadays, Mario just uses the same characters and same models and copy-pastes them everywhere. But here, we have plenty of original characters. You're supposed to laugh? But too bad I hate RPGs! Just kidding. Saying you don't like RPGs is like saying you don't like a major food group. Most of the game is sort of going from the castle in the center of the map and to different destinations that mostly make sense. What I appreciate about this is its overworld traversal, how you get from point A to B. Oh my god, I forgot to mention. So, it's confusing, but Mario and Luigi are single file at all times. Basically, the bro in front uses A and the one in back uses B. It's really confusing when you see a red A and a green B when you're raised on this. Yeah, but every input is based on your A or B button depending on the brother you're using. Here's how many buttons are on the Game Boy Advance.
Overworld progression can change how an RPG feels. It may have an interesting and deep battle system, but
No, you know what? I think I have to demonstrate this in a simple way anyone can understand. Introducing the Reductive Progression Grid! You can call it the RPG for short. Oh my god. What is this? Let me show you. Red is the field where you contract Lyme disease from plants willingly. Blue is a hub area where you can take your not girlfriend out to taste elephant shit. And yellow is the place where you get a lot of those... This is how RPGs are made. It's just these building blocks assorted in different ways. And the different ways are the way I tend to enjoy it, but not that way, because that's Pokemon. Persona, these areas are not touching. Surprisingly, a game about cognitive issues seems to compartmentalize its gameplay. Need help. Thousand Year Door makes these branches for each of the chapters, and as soon as you're done, you never really have to return to any of them. This would be like designing a subway line that has ends and you can't really loop them. This is what Toronto's looks like, and it sucks. What I'm trying to say is, I can't believe it's not better. But this is marginally better? You're supposed to laugh. What I mainly enjoy about Superstar Saga is it leads you to the center of the map at first, into this hub, Bean Castle Town. And this castle is where you get your objective for the first bit of the game. Then you travel to the corners of the map for each new objective, then going back to the center. This is also helped by the abilities you get in game. The best way I can describe this is it takes its progression style for No. When you think about it, isn't life a Metroidvania? Except instead of going through a red bubble door, you're going through... Oh, how did that happen? You guys are no slouches! I hear you, buddy. And yeah, some of these abilities sort of feel like, oh hey, you can press a button there now. Yeah! Or you've unlocked the power to shoot thunder from your hands. Now you can strafe. That's how you move through the areas, but as you might know, RPGs, a lot of the stuff happens right here. So maybe we should talk about it. So let's walk into an enemy and see how it goes. Bam! We start the battle. And the inner cogs of this game spin as the whims of destiny take hold. Every character has a speed stat indicating how quickly they can strike in battle, which is basically a turn order. And I have to say, I kind of just prefer when it's like, okay, it's your turn, and now it's my turn, and now it's your turn. You know? This feels like sleeping in a bed full of crumbs. Speaking of, the back and forth is not exactly turn-based. It's based, and there are turns, but in fact, you could say it's always your turn.
This is communism, isn't it?
Starting with Super Mario RPG, Toad introduced time hits. These would go on to be called action commands. Basically, instead of just getting hit by the Home Depot tool aisle, you can do a little... This game, it takes it to a whole new level. You attack with your toolkit of simple to complex action commands, but the real meat of this game comes during the defense phase. Every enemy has a different attack, sometimes multiple. And instead of just pressing a button, you have the option to jump or hammer the enemy, both offering you defense and a little bit of offense? What? I mean, look at this shit. You're whacking things with a hammer and jumping over missiles. Jesus! I think out of all the Mario RPGs, this is the most complex battle system. And it makes for a interesting, different, overly complex and time-consuming battle system.
I didn't like it.
The enemy's attack cycles, they can take super long. It's sure, I can cook pasta and just leave it, but you gotta stir it. And it's annoying. Once again, you jump or you hammer, and it will tell you which one you're doing. But I simply have to remember what to hit when, which, when it's easy, can sort of just be repetitive. You're doing it over and over again while you're chipping away at damage, while waiting for these long-ass Metal Gear Solid 4 cutscenes to play out. Like, you still can't do much to them if there's 3 enemies. You're just like, oh crap, I can't finish this in one turn. I just gotta watch you do your thing. There you go. And when it's more of an even fight, you're waiting for all the enemies to attack, trying to remember all of their unique attack types, and it just takes a while. I feel like I haven't fully summarized, but let's just compare it. Super Mario RPG. This is how it went. 1. You recognize the enemy's attack. 2. Press the defend input with timing. Paper Mario didn't really add much on top of that. But this game, let me see. 1. Recognize which bro it's gonna hit with the unique tell each enemy has that you have to remember the unique tell. Sometimes you can't even tell. 2. Seeing if it's a hammer or jump dodge move. 3. Knowing the enemy's attack variation and how to time it. 4. Remembering if they pull a fast one on you and just bust your ankles because you thought they were gonna attack and then they didn't. 5. Timing the jump or the hammer input, which, you know, that's one thing I'd like to touch on. I don't love this. I like when you defend because when the attack hits, you press the defend button, you did it. With this, you have to time your jump so you're in the air and land safely, and with the hammer, you have to know when that enemy is actually coming so you can bop them on the top without hurting yourself. And these enemy attacks, they're cool, but the way you interact with them is so restricted. It's like if you were playing Undertale and the box was this big. The attack phase is way more fun. The bro moves are funny, they're unique, and you actually are allowed to practice them with a built-in mechanic. But overall, the attack phase is really just kind of general damage. Because it's so easy, it almost could be automated a lot of the time. Here you choose to attack your enemy with a jump or a hammer. But also type weaknesses! Yeah, so you get this power to do a Kamehameha, and then now we also have fights with fire and thunder weaknesses and imperviousness out of nowhere. And it's really annoying because you won't know this is a thing until you're penalized with no damage and actually healing them. And it's like, okay.
When was this Pokemon? When did this become Pokemon? I didn't know it was Pokemon, but I guess it's not Pokemon now.
It feels like the whole game was designed like a normal RPG in terms of damage, but since you can fail your own attacks or get hit, that feels very impactful. Like if you don't do your bro moves like to the best degree, it feels like you're doing no damage. My final and most critical observation is, well, so other RPGs have way more than 2 characters and parties. So as you go through the game, your party is constantly changing and enemies have more nuanced attacks based on the new party members. This game is Mario and Luigi to the very end, and honestly, it just feels like you're playing as 2 Marios. And at one point you are. The battles don't really evolve strategy-wise. Basically, you do your strongest attack, and then you dodge, and that's it. That's really it. The problem maybe then is this game wants to be an RPG with hard fights and enemies that fight like RPG enemies, but your options as the player give you this little mini game thing. I really enjoyed Superstar Saga. I had a blast. I'm only super critical because that's just how I am, even with things I do like. But a lot of this is just shallow. The defensive options are shallow. Offensive options, equipment, it doesn't go as far as other RPGs, but this game wants to feel like an RPG. Well, while you don't get as much equipment, you can get some pretty ridiculous badges.
There's a badge in the game, and its ability allows you to turn mushrooms that are in your inventory into an increased attack power. 1 mushroom plus 1 and so on.
Mushrooms are the cheapest item in this game. While I think this first game had some areas to grow, this actual format of an RPG could work extremely well. And I really wish it had a chance to try this style on a console version style of this game. So if there's anything to take away from Super Mario RPG getting a remake, it's that perhaps the other Mario RPGs have a chance too.
I enjoyed the game, but I just couldn't help feeling that I was just hanging on. Like, I wanted to finish it, but I just wish there was more to it, you know? But I still have to do the last boss, and I've been waiting to do this because I've been leveling up, getting my abilities and items, and I just want to do a good job fighting it, but this music's kind of hard to not... I don't actually want to play anymore. Why don't we just dance? You want to see me fight the final? You want to see... You want to see...
Okay.
What? No way.
What? What? Oh, it went back to Mario? What the fuck? No, what bullshit? I've never seen that attack in my life. I'm getting absolutely rolled. God damn. I'll get it next time. I'll get it this time. Okay. What are you doing now? What is this? What? What?
Mamma mia!
That's the dumbest shit. What? How the fuck do you do anything?
What is this shit?